Hey everybody, this video is geared a little bit more towards creators and the idea of whether or not everything does need to be content. Alright, I picked up a bunch of new minis. Oh, well, then you better set up all of the camera equipment so that you can tape the painting. I really want to play a game of Tiny Dungeon. Probably want to make sure everyone's okay being recorded and get them to sign releases. I came up with a new recipe I've been looking to try. You could probably do a cooking show segment. I wonder if Hilo wants to go to the dog park. Everybody loves videos about puppies. Oh boy, alright, so if we are creators, if you're a creator, you've probably had the time where you've thought about, do I want to tape this? Is there a way where I could make this part of my hobby something that I can put out there for people to consume? Or when you've been picking up a new game to try, you've thought about, well, what is that going to look like sitting around the table and being recorded as we learn how to play it? Or maybe even just trying to sit and figure out, all right, I feel like I'm running out of ideas, so then what other aspects of my life can I go ahead and record to let everyone in on as long as they watch my YouTube channel? I'm guessing you've had those thoughts because I know that I have. I mean, as a creator, as a content creator, putting stuff out there, you're always trying to, or at least, let me say it this way, I'm always trying to figure out, okay, how can I make sure people are enjoying something new? What are some of the ways that I can try to get more followers and more subscribers and maybe some more sponsors? That's a big part of what's constantly running through my head. And sometimes it gets really annoying that that's a part of doing this. Or at least the way that I've chosen, the way Dawn and I have chosen to do this channel and Roll for Initiative, that is a part of it. That constantly trying to look for growth and sponsorship and things like that. And there's this concept, there's this idea that's out there of everything is content. There's a particularly well-known large group of folks that use that term jokingly or not jokingly of everything is content. So to me, what that means is this idea of like, all right, how do I take what I'm enjoying, what I'm doing, and package that up and put it out there for consumption? That's not inherently a bad thing because look, if you enjoy doing something and you really want to share it with people, guess what? You've got an audience. You really do. You have an audience. There are people out there just waiting for you in particular to make that video and to share that. And they're absolutely going to love it. And whether that audience is 5 people or 500 people or 50,000 people, I don't know. I have no idea. And you won't know until you start putting it out there. And so, okay, great. Do it. But I don't know. I think sometimes for me, there becomes this drive of constantly trying to figure out a new show, right? A new angle, a new segment to put up on the channel. And sometimes that gets to be incredibly exhausting. And I don't know that it's healthy. I don't know that it's healthy for me, for myself. I don't know if it's healthy for the channel, what it is that we put out there. Or even as a member of the community, I don't know if it's healthy for the community to constantly be bombarding with new stuff that's designed specifically to try to catch new people, bring new people in. I guess, inherently growth is a part of this community. And I certainly want to grow. Of course I do. I want our channel to do well, and I want to be able to reach more members of the community at large that I think probably would really love the kind of stuff that we do here. They just haven't been introduced to us yet. They just haven't come across a link. No one's shared it with them yet. And that's fine. And you know what? I don't have any control over it. And you don't really have any control over it either for your own work. And I think that that's okay. And I think it's a part of what drives this idea of everything being content. So like I was saying, if there is a part of your hobby or a single hobby that you really want to start to share with people, absolutely put it out there. I think that you'll find that there's a lot of folks that really like it. But I have gotten to this point in the past, and it starts to creep up every once in a while, of what's new? What else can I find? And I've kicked around all kinds of ideas. I kicked around an idea of doing a cooking show, or a cooking show segment. And at one point, I think it sounds really neat. I think it sounds fun. But I also found myself being someone I didn't like being. I was constantly trying to generate ideas. And then I was just bugging friends about it. I was bugging a buddy of mine that plays a lot of phone games. I was like, hey, let's do a thing where once a month you have a phone game that you recommend, and you talk about how it works and this, that, and the other. You know what? That was just finding a way to capitalize on my friendship with someone. That was looking for a way to use someone else's friendship and use someone else's hobby to try to benefit my channel. I don't like that person. I don't like that headspace. But it was because I was in this mindset of, I've got to come up with content, and everything is content. So film and hopefully monetize every aspect of my life and my hobby. And I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's healthy. And I don't think that it's useful. So I guess maybe if you're in that mindset of everything being content, or if you're constantly trying to figure out, oh, I really want to enjoy this thing, but how do I get a good camera angle with it? I would encourage you to maybe let it go a little bit, and don't worry about that sort of thing. There's a lot of hobbies that I have, and a lot of aspects of my life that I don't record, and I don't want to. And I'm sure it's the same with you. It's okay to have parts of your hobby that you don't tape and put out there. If you pick up a pack of, kobolds, or a new Space Marines box, and you really are just looking forward to opening that box and painting it, then just paint it. It's okay. You don't have to set up and make sure that the camera angles are good and the battery is charged and the lighting is nice. You don't need to. If you run a painting channel, then yeah, you probably should set aside some time to paint some things, but it's okay to just enjoy your hobby without a camera around. If you want to jump into a new game, or you want to run a 1-shot or a 2 or 3-shot thing, and it's causing you extra stress and you're not enjoying it because you're trying to figure out who is okay with being taped, then maybe don't worry about it. I mean, if it's adding extra stress, if this creation thing is adding so much stress that your hobby's not fun anymore, that's when I think it's a good time to take a step back and realize maybe it doesn't need to be put on tape. So paint those minis. Jump into that game. Just play the latest video game without worrying about screen grabs and streaming and commentary. Sometimes it's fine to have stuff that's offline and have hobbies that aren't a part of the channel whatsoever. I love cooking. That's a huge part of what I like to do and that I've studied. And you know what? I don't really need to do a cooking segment and find a way to geekify or monetize that section of my hobby. I love to paint. You've seen lots of our paintings, but I like to paint on canvas and things like that. I don't need to do a live stream of the piece that I'm working on. Look, if you're thinking about commenting down below and say, oh, we would love to watch a cooking thing, or we would like to see a canvas painting. Thank you so much. That makes me feel valued and wonderful. But I've come to realize that there are parts of my hobby and my life that I need to keep for myself. And I don't think that that's cheating an audience. And I don't think that that's a missed opportunity, because I bet there's a lot of neat cooking YouTube channels out there. I bet there's a lot of neat artists with a YouTube channel or a Twitch stream out there. And I'm okay letting that be their thing over there and not needing to find a way to film every aspect of my hobby. So that's just kind of my thoughts. If you do enjoy, if you find joy in recording lots of different hobbies that you have, I'm not saying that you're doing it wrong whatsoever. Please, I hope you're not hearing that. But what I am saying is that if it's starting to take some of the joy out of your hobby by feeling like you constantly have to record everything, then maybe give yourself that permission to not make everything into content and have parts of your private life and your hobby life that really are just for you and that you're doing it just for the love of the hobby. I think it'll be okay, and I think all of your audience will understand as well. So what do you think about this concept of everything is content? Do you agree with it and try to do it all the time? Or do you think that, yeah, maybe we all should take a step back and put the camera down every once in a while? Let's have a respectful conversation about that in the comments below. I look forward to seeing those. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We put videos out every Tuesday and Thursday, and you can get all of our videos early if you want to join us at Patreon, as well as a couple of other fun things there. A big thanks to all of our patrons, and especially to RV. If you want to support our channel, you can head over to our Patreon page and check out the perks of being a patron. Until next time, I'm Ryan, and this is Roll for Initiative. Bye.